All right, welcome back. Deals are coming in left and right, and that means uncertainty is starting to fade into the rearview mirror. Things are going to be looking better, I think, and we can have a setback or two, but as my next guest says, investing in optimism is better than cowering in pessimism. Now, he believes Tesla will get to a value of $20 trillion. That is really the headline, folks. He says Tesla will have a value of $20 trillion. Yeah, you heard that right. He's put it out there in a tweet, which was picked up by Mr. Elon Musk himself. He liked it, commented, and retweeted it. Our guest goes on to list a number of reasons as to why and how he got to that $20 trillion number. It is a huge number. We agree. Tesla has had a rough ride recently. If you look at the yearly high and low, a high, $488 a share. The low, $182 a share. I think that was closer to April the 8th. Right now, it stands at about $320 a share. It's an interesting company with a CEO that is probably arguably one of the best minds the country has ever seen. He and Thomas Edison, maybe, right? My next guest has a number of reasons as to why and how he got to that $20 trillion valuation. And we wanted to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. So please welcome to the show, Mr. Keith Fitz-Gerald. Keith, how neat is that to get picked up by Elon himself and retweeted? And I think he commented on it too. Great stuff. Good for you. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I mean, I didn't set out with that purpose in mind. I set out just to communicate what I believe about the company for our clients around the world. And lo and behold, I was totally stunned when he picked it up, and not only picked it up, retweeted and agreed with it, saying it is absolutely possible with spectacular execution, which has been my point all along.
So I know you list a litany of reasons. There's probably two or three that you probably think are the biggest. Why don't you give the viewers something to chew on here and why you think that this company, I don't know the time frame. Did you say a time frame to 20 trillion? Maybe how many years?
2040.
2040. All right, so 15 years. What were some of your biggest reasons?
Well, there's a couple things, and I'll refer to my notes here. Number one, Tesla is not a car company, Scott, and people think about it as a car company, which is a big mistake. And the thing about Tesla is that every vertical it's in has the potential to be a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity, the way I see it. So autonomy, AI infrastructure, energy, storage, manufacturing as a service, robotics, insurance and finance, supercharging network communications, and of course, a super app. So that's just one. The other thing is that Robotaxi is an iPhone moment, right? People don't understand this. They think it's just about taxis, and they're constantly comparing it to Waymo. They're ignoring everything else that makes this work. It's very similar to when Apple produced services for the first time in 2014, and people thought, that's a joke, it's a distraction from the iPhone. Well, in fact, it's the enabler and the linchpin in the flywheel, and it's 100 billion plus this year. Now, Tesla also could be the world's single largest utility and not own a single wire. Now, that catches a lot of people by surprise. But energy infrastructure in this country is tremendously outdated and antiquated. What he's doing is rewiring the electric grid. It's now portable, it's transformable, and he's at the center of it all of which can be charged revenue. And finally, the last piece is every car is a platform in and of itself. It is entirely possible within this year, maybe 2 or 3 at the most, every Tesla car can produce more profit than conventional cars can produce in 10 cars in 10 years. So I think that there's a number of things going. The math isn't outrageous. We're looking at Apple and Amazon as parallels here that did 20, 25% for a decade or more. We've got to get to 27% if you just take the business as it is. But if you think about return to scale, it's 17, 18%. So this is absolutely doable.
Okay, first of all, I have to, full disclosure, I do own a sliver of Tesla, so everybody else out there knows that.
Yep, so do I.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll get that out there. But number two is, I've also heard some chatter around robots. You have anything to add to that?
Wow. I didn't even touch on robots, but here's the thing. If you get let's assume just conservatively that you get 1 billion of these things out there by 2040, which again, I think is very conservative. And you're talking about a margin of just $10,000 a unit, which I think is also extremely conservative. Now you're talking about billions of dollars just there, if not $1 trillion opportunity. And on top of that, Scott, here's the other piece of that people don't grasp still, is that is going to rewire global economic labor fundamentals. Total rewire.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty exciting when you look at it. And I think maybe it was you, I don't know who it was, but we were just talking in the next year and a half, right? If he brings out robots next year, he thinks he can make $1 million of them next year. And I mean, that's still a pretty big number in the short term. But he says he's going to charge $50,000 and his margin is going to be $30,000. I mean, 30,000 bucks. I mean, that's a lot of money if you got a million of them.
Well, but don't forget that you're looking at something that's very early days. And what happens early days with technology is it's very expensive, but then it scales very quickly. Costs come down, margins go up. So the return to scale accelerates because they can change a few lines of code and add billions of dollars to the top line. If you look at DNA sequencing, that was tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, took days, weeks, or months to do when you first did it. Now it's $200 and it takes you an hour. So as AI and computing power jump, so too do all of the things that those verticals I've just mentioned touch.
I mean, it's an incredibly exciting story, and I do honestly believe that his mind is one of the greatest minds we've ever seen. I don't want to bet against him.
No way.
But it's probably one of the most transformative companies. And you're exactly right. People have got to get rid of the idea that they think it's a car company because it's not.
Well, it'd be like calling Amazon a bookseller at this point, or calling Apple a computer company, or Nvidia just a gaming company. I mean, people get all over Mr. Musk because he misses deadlines, he does this. They say he lies. Well, he doesn't. If you've ever run a company or you try to produce a business, not everything goes according to plan. Sometimes things take a little longer, sometimes you get it done quickly. But the thing is, if you look back at his history, he has repeatedly done the impossible and defied the naysayers. The timeline is almost moot here.
I'm going to end it on this. I mean, anybody that can put a rocket up into space and have it come back down and land where it took off from, I mean, I'm sold. And you had me at that, right? So.
Well, everybody else said that was impossible too. I mean, it's like,
right.
It's like how many times does he have to prove them wrong in order to get what he needs? Right now he's the Rodney Dangerfield of the investing world, and I think that's terrible.
Yep.
I think that he ought to be lauded as one of the greatest minds of our time.
You and I are both on the same page there, that's for sure. Great stuff, awesome content. Love having you on. Can't wait to hear what you have to say next week.
Thanks,
Keith
Scott.
Fitz-Gerald coming to us all the way from the West Coast.